Good morning. Today we woke up just outside of sunny Tucson, Arizona. We're currently staying at the Desert Trails RV Park, which we love, by the way. And it just so happens that while we're here, Tucson is hosting one of the world's largest gem, mineral, and fossil shows. And we're gonna bring you along with us today. If you've been following our adventures, you may already know that Nick and I love gems, crystals, and fossils. We've never been to a gem show before, so we're super excited. We're to understand that this is going to be like a huge farmer's market, but for rocks. And we also love farmer's markets, so how great is it gonna be today? This particular show is the largest in the United States and one of the largest in the world, bringing in over 65,000 visitors each year. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm ready to go.
Wherever I go, I will always know everything I need is right here with me. It's time to let it all go.
Arizona is home to much more than just desert and cactus. It's actually one of 13 states within the U.S. where almost all of the natural gemstones are mined. It also has one of the longest histories of gemstone production in the country. What's a gem or a gemstone? It's a type of material that's capable of being cut, hand polished for use in jewelry, or other ornamental applications. They're most commonly made of minerals or natural occurring inorganic crystalline solids.
It's a pleasure to meet Jacqueline and Nick, and we're at the Tucson Gem Show 2022. And I'm Nick Hodgson, and I have a company called astrogems.com and another one called frequencybangles.com. Jack asked me a couple of questions, and I like to be a devil's advocate regarding the subculture of crystal healing and the subject thereof around that whole science, or quasi-science. And I take a very different spin on it. I've been doing full-time 40 years. I've had astrogems, and I listen very reverently and carefully to the people who I consider to be past authorities on the subject of regarding energy control, energy influence. Certain metals and certain crystals and gems can mitigate or nullify the negative influence of past actions. I love Nikola Tesla's quote where he says, everything in the universe is frequency. What the Himalayan rishis or yogis that became masters all correlated is that when we live in this planet of waveform, there's an electromagnetic influence. Key theme, which every student should be taught in college and school, is the theory of resonance. In Vedic astrology, where the original astrology came from before it traveled through the Middle East to Europe and got very changed, they explain that every planet has a magnetosphere, and because the planets in our solar system are sitting in a vacuum of space, zero resistance. So you've got Jupiter 350 million miles away. It's emitting an electromagnetic radiation from its magnetosphere through space, which has no resistance. And then Nick the photographer in front of me, his body is the wheelbarrow, the donkey, of the electricity that's running through your vein. Without electricity, you're horizontal on the ground, you're dead. All electricity has frequency. So if the planets are moving in a way, and they have no interest in you, but they have a waveform that might resonate with something you've done in the past, the universe needs to give you a resonance to trigger the return. And that's what the planets do. They all have different characteristics, they represent different qualities, and when your electrical system goes out of sync, that's when you are more likely to get cancer. Thankfully, there are some wonderful frequency healing modalities being introduced scientifically. This particular bangle is called a frequency bangle. Pure copper represents Mars, strengthens the Mars influence in your Vedic chart. Pure silver. This particular instrument is made from grown crystals. Now, if you have a grown crystal, not a synthetic, it's still grown in a lab, it's got to have a C-axis. It's got to have an internal crystal lattice. With a crystal, doesn't have a transfer of energy with the electrons unless they're in perfect alignment. The thing, all crystals and metals, when worn with wisdom and understanding, uplift your consciousness. It's key that not only does the gem touch the skin, but it has a wide surface contact area. The next key thing, it's got to be as close as possible to the brain. And just for laugh.
A necklace? Oh, it's a crown.
Well, there's nothing odd with this. What are you talking about? What you've got to try to do is strengthen your electrical field, and everything else falls into place. It's got to fit comfortably without pinching your arm right there.
Okay.
And so, are you wearing anything underneath this jacket?
Sure am,
Do you
yeah.
want to take off the jacket then?
Okay.
Dripping at the gem show.
The gems work better on the inside of the arm because the skin's more conductive. The arm's a bit more leathery on this side. So even though it doesn't look as pretty from a video point of view, you actually put the gems on the inside of the arm.
Okay.
How does that feel? Okay.
Yeah, kind of feel an energetic wave to it, yeah.
Exactly. A lot of people, the moment they put them on, they go, oh, wow.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So borrow that for a couple of days, and
Okay, well thank you.
I'll see you around somewhere.
Thank you, Nick.
The other day we were at the grocery store and Nick decided he wanted a pie. So I'm doing a simple pie. I just bought the pre-made crust, pre-made pie filling, and I'm not even gonna put a top on it. I'm just gonna throw some granola on the top and make it more like a crumble. Simplest pie I've ever made.
Thank you, baby. That's delicious. You're the best.
Close up. Little bit in your mustache. There's other mustachers out there. They get it.
It happens, man. Do your best.
I mustache you to clean your mustache. Good morning. Today we're gonna head back to the Gem and Mineral Show so Nick can return that bracelet that the other Nick lent him for a while, and we will see how well that worked out for him. Before we head back to the Keno Gem Show to return the frequency bangle,
Welcome to the Tucson Convention Center.
we've decided to check out the Tucson Convention Center show to see what the big fuss is all about. This particular show charges a $13 entry fee, so we're hoping to find some pretty extravagant gems here.
Right here at the Tucson Convention Center Gem Show. And this place is huge. Really huge.
Right now we're starting with fluorescent minerals because Jacqueline likes glow in the dark.
Wow, that is cool.
Alright, I don't even know where to start. On one side, I guess?
I hear it's the absolute biggest gem show in the entire country. And there's lots to see. If you like rocks and gems, this is the place to be. You can't see it all. Man, there's so much. There's not only this convention center, but there's a lot of gem shows around Tucson. Probably, I don't know, 10 of them or so, maybe more, maybe 20. Just throwing out numbers now, but there's a lot. They're everywhere.
My name's Tom, and my company is Headlands Fantasy Art.
This is beautiful. Do you make all this yourself?
I do.
You are an incredible artist. It's beautiful.
I don't make the figures. I buy all my figures.
Okay.
But I do the stone and the metal work and the bases. lighting and everything else on it.
Does it have a light? Oh.
The giant squid is taking down
Is that
the
what it
pirate
is?
ship. Yeah.
It's the Kraken.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? Your attention please. While you're walking around on the exhibit floor, don't forget to wander over to the west end and visit the fluorescent pavilion. After all, this is the show that closes.
We're gonna go into the fluorescent mineral room. I'll paint the whole inside of our camper fluorescent. We need to start carrying a UV light around.
For real.
This one's glow after the lights go out.
Yeah, I saw that.
As the white lights come up, we have just plain FLRs, funny looking rocks.
What's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, brother.
Nick.
What's going on, brother?
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Good.
This is another Nick. I'm ready.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
It's Jacqueline.
So,
Yeah.
feel anything?
Oh, it's kind of weird. Like some things happened. There's a bit of more alignment in my life, for sure. It's not like a feeling I get when I put it on, but some, you know, I've been a lot calmer, and some things have happened that I can't necessarily discuss.
Made a lot of bangles that don't work.
Yeah.
Experimenting for 40 years, and when I came up with the frequency bangle, I noticed exactly what you said. I was far calmer, and I noticed I had far more. It was much easier to have focus and meditation. If you wear something that makes you more, gives you more equanimity,
Right.
gives you more clarity, then you're not suffering the consequences as much
Yeah.
of your out of attunement actions, thoughts, and deeds. This elevates your environment.
Yeah.
This immediately brings
Yeah.
it into your electrical field
Yeah.
and has that ability to make you a little bit more Teflon coated
Right.
to tuning into the more gross things.
Right.
If you can change your reaction by strengthening the weaknesses in your waveform field, things don't bother you as much.
Thank you for watching this episode. We really appreciate every view. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you'll never miss another episode. And we'll see you next Tuesday for another adventure.
I don't pay him much, so he's got to pick things up off the road. Honey, I've replaced you. Wow, he's levitating.
This is amazing. Thanks.
Hey, why is that lady laughing?
Interested in joining our travel crew? Head on over to our Patreon page and buy us a mile. All proceeds go towards bringing better content to you.